I would wager that horror is definitely one of the absolute hardest genres to create for. It really doesn't take all that much for a piece of horror content to fall a bit flat, even due to the most minor of problems. Now imagine instead of a novel or an entire movie to do it, you have just 2 sentences to pull it off. If you watched my first video on the subject, you're definitely familiar with the subreddit r/2 sentence horror. A subreddit dedicated to the art of creating and sharing bone-chilling narratives as long as they fit within the confines of 2 sentences. And although there are many over there that achieve that feat, the overall subreddit has undoubtedly become a absolute fucking hotbed for poorly thought out ideas, cliches, and purposely bad stories, which is the side of the pool that we dove headfirst into last year. And today, we are back to do it again. I've been compiling more of these stories from a handful of different sources ever since last video, and now that it's officially the spooky month once more, it's finally time to revisit the most hit-or-miss source of horror content known to man. Have these stories improved in quality over the course of the past year, or have they become even more insane and unhinged? I'll give you a hint, it's absolutely the fucking second option. Without further ado, let's jump right back into the belly of the beast of 2 sentence horror. Okay, once again, I'm going to read as many of these as I can possibly bring myself to do. I am a father, a husband, a son, and a friend. But none of that mattered to the murderer who was looking at me with eyes full of murderiness. I liked walls until the wall man arrived. That was a hard day of work, I uttered as I lay down. You're telling me, said the 7-foot gorilla standing at the foot of my bed. Oh no, it's Jeff the Killer. I'm going to Jeff the Kill you. She said my car looked tasty. The next morning, I had no car. I was admiring my beautiful skin in the mirror. Then I saw Lightning McQueen behind me. I walked into the hotel expecting everything to be normal. I froze in place when I heard the lady behind the counter say, "Welcome to the scary hotel. I, male 35, just found my wife's female 892-year-old body. Am I the asshole if I kill her for a 7th time?" The result of the autopsy says that the patient died from autopsy. I was excited to be munching on some dried mangoes. My excitement turned to horror when I realized I was actually munching on Don't worry, man. That's a common mistake. Those two things are just so similar, I guess. I screamed, but I didn't. This shit sucks. I thought I was safe from danger. Then I saw Evil McKill person. As I sucked his... come on. It sucked back? I was walking home from Gas the Station at night. It wasn't the right way home. I got stung by bee. No worry, it just bees. Evil bee. I am Evil bee. I thought this was going to be just another average peeing session. That was until I noticed that my was red. My excitement turned to horror as I opened my birthday gift. Inside was a one-way ticket to Slender Man. What does this even mean? Scary! It's 1999 and I finally got the job of my dreams, and I get paid when the project is finished. My bills are due soon. I hope it doesn't take too long for one piece to finish. There are 206 bones in my GF. Now 207, now 206, now 207. Sure. Now 206, 205, 204, 203, 202, 201. What the fuck? My precious toddler who has just learned to speak, "Daddy, please stop hitting Mom," turns into evil toddler without me. I pulled my pants down and sat on the toilet after a long day of work. "Snack time," says the poo-poo muncher. "I love the weather," says Guy. "Hello, I'm Gregly." "If we all stay quiet, the monster won't hear us," I said. "Okay," said loudmouth Bobby. "Hey, can you go out with me?" I asked the prettiest woman I have ever seen. "Sure, but only if you go out with me," she said as she detonated the bomb strapped to her chest. I sure hope my sandwich doesn't have pickles. I was shot to death by Pickle Man. "The surgery won't take but a minute," the doctor said. I figured now would be an excellent time to tell him I was not the patient. I loved drinking milk from my cows. Then I realized I only had bulls. "Don't open my monkey closet," I said to the guy. He did, and he got eaten to death and died, and I went on Nickelodeon Twitter. SpongeBob canceled. I woke up with blood on my pillow. The blood was it wasn't my blood. There was a man named Mr. Teeth. We still don't know much about him. "This tastes like almonds," my ill-mannered wife, mouthful of cake, blurted out as she ate her last meal. "That would be the almond extract," I responded as I pulled the pin from the grenade and slid it across the floor. I went to my grandma's house. Let's just say she wasn't in. Where was she? She might have been eat. I looked in fear as my dentist started using the same tools he did for the previous patient, without cleaning them. The previous patient was British. I didn't know where the muffled screams were coming from until I lifted the bun of my burger. That's when I saw the patty was actually meat men. The beach looked beautiful. Then the sun fucking blew up. And for our final 2-sentence horror story. First, a snake fell from the sky onto a Texas grandma. Then the hawk attacked. Okay, I lied. That last one wasn't a 2-sentence horror story. It was actually an actual fucking news article. I want to thank you so much for watching. It really means the most to me. I had a blast making this video as always, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and were able to laugh alongside me at all these terrible and hilarious 2-sentence horror stories. If you did, definitely go check out the first installment if you haven't already, as well as the other 2 videos in this series. I have one on Google Reviews and one on Facebook Marketplace, which I'm sure you can imagine both had some interesting offerings. My next video coming out is hopefully going to be my sorta Halloween special for this year. I say sorta because I want to do another review recap style video on a somewhat obscure movie that isn't necessarily Halloween themed. But I'm super excited for it if I'm able to pull it off in time, and I think you'll understand why I decided to save it for this time of year. But with that, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.
I want some cheeseburgers just to eat. I'm talking ketchup, my nigga mustard on the beat. You gotta put a lot of lettuce, please, because I like to have a lot of grease. I remember eating outside with my whole team. Now a nigga gotta stay home cause of quarantine.